I am about to hatch an egg, a concept that is both full of potential yet tragically shackled by the weight of its own constraints. This egg is symbolic of a bird capable of soaring to great heights, yet it will never take flight. Why? Because there are too many vested interests, too many forces anchoring it to the ground. This bird represents the future of our industry, a future that is being held back by an outdated, cumbersome system that no longer serves its intended purpose. I'm speaking, of course, about the card scheme that currently dominates the demolition and construction industries. What was once a mechanism for ensuring safety and competence has morphed into a barrier to entry, stifling growth and innovation. The card scheme as it stands today is costly, bureaucratic, and a significant hurdle for both young people aspiring to join the industry and older professionals struggling to remain within it. We are facing a critical shortage of skilled workers. Current estimates suggest that we need an additional 250,000 demolition and construction workers to meet the industry's demand. The situation is dire, yet the solution seems so clear. We must do away with the card scheme, at least temporarily. By introducing a 6-month card amnesty, we could open the doors of this industry to a new generation of workers and allow those already within it to prove their worth without the shackles of unnecessary bureaucracy. During this amnesty, the industry could separate the wheat from the chaff in its own time tested way. No one who is truly incompetent, who cannot be moulded, or who is unwilling to learn ever makes it past the first few weeks. That has always been the case. The industry is more than capable of self regulation, of ensuring that only the best and most committed individuals rise through the ranks. The card scheme, in its current form, is a redundant safety net, one that we no longer need. Consider the impact this amnesty would have on those entering the industry for the first time. The current system forces them to navigate a labyrinth of forms, fees, and regulations before they even set foot on a site. It's no wonder that so many are discouraged before they can even begin work. With a card amnesty, we would welcome everyone with open arms, regardless of their current qualifications or lack thereof. They would be given the chance to prove themselves, to get a feel for the industry, and to decide whether this is a career path for them. This initiative would require extensive outreach to schools, colleges, and universities, possibly lasting a year or more. But frankly, that's something we should be doing already. The goal would be to inform young people about the upcoming amnesty and encourage them to consider a career in construction. By doing so, we would create a smooth transition from education into employment, ensuring a steady stream of new talent into the industry. Critics of this proposal will argue that removing the card scheme will lead to a decline in standards and an increase in accidents. I disagree. The industry already has safeguards in place to protect itself from less competent individuals. Many sites now carry out their own induction processes, checks, and competence assessments. These practices ensure that only those who are capable and ready are allowed to take on more challenging and hazardous tasks. Furthermore, technology could play a crucial role in this amnesty. By continuously monitoring those who enter the industry and feeding their details into a central database, we can create a comprehensive record of their competencies. This database would ultimately serve as a living CV, documenting each individual's progress through the 6-month period. At the end of that period, those who have proven their worth can be awarded the necessary certifications and qualifications, while those who haven't can be guided toward alternative career paths. Mentorship would be absolutely crucial in the success or failure of a card amnesty. This initiative has the potential for double benefits. It will encourage younger people to consider a career in the industry while also ensuring that we capture the knowledge and experience of the older generation. Pairing newcomers with seasoned professionals will not only help them learn the ropes, but also make the older workers feel more valued, ensuring their continued engagement with the industry. Undoubtedly, the biggest challenge will be overcoming the negativity and pushback from those who currently profit from the current card scheme. These organisations have turned the card system into a cash cow, leeching off the industry and taking advantage of those they are supposed to serve. They will argue that the card scheme is essential for maintaining standards, but in reality, it is simply a way for them to generate greater revenue. The industry needs more participants, not more bureaucracy. If we could successfully implement this amnesty, we will have the data to prove its efficacy. After 6 months, we could conduct a comparative analysis to determine whether the amnesty has delivered the results the industry needs. If it has, then it might be time to consider the entire card scheme. If not, we'll have lost nothing. But I'm confident such an amnesty would demonstrate to the industry that it's more than capable of policing itself without the need for an overly restrictive card system. In the broader context, the amnesty could help address the skill shortage that has plagued the industry for decades. Despite countless initiatives, programs, and ideas proposed by various organisations and government departments, none have succeeded in plugging the gap. The amnesty could be the key to unlocking the full potential of the industry by removing the barriers that have prevented so many from entering it. Inclusivity is another critical consideration. The demolition and construction industry has long been criticised for its lack of diversity. It's time to change that. By conducting outreach at the school level, we can ensure that this amnesty is open to everyone, regardless of race, gender, or sexual orientation. This initiative would allow everyone to see whether they fit within the industry and equally allow the industry to see whether they fit. In conclusion, my suggested card amnesty is not just about filling a skills gap, it's about breaking free from the constraints that have been holding our industry back. It's about giving everyone a fair chance to prove themselves without the burden of unnecessary bureaucracy. It's about fostering a new generation of workers who are committed, dedicated, and ready to contribute to the future of the demolition and construction industries. Now, I'm not naive. I realise that any such amnesty would require an enormous leap of faith. But if the industry could do this, if we can come together to support such an amnesty, I honestly believe we would see a stronger, more vibrant, and more inclusive industry emerge on the other side. So, what do you reckon, people? Let's break free from the constraints of the past, take the first step towards a brighter future for our industry. Let's give this bird the chance to fly.